Hey guys, and welcome back to Horticulture Geek. I'm Ray. Thank you so much for joining me today here in the garden. And today's video is going to be super quick. We're talking about growing our onions, our 2022 onion crop. I'm super excited to be putting them into the ground today. It is February the 11th today. So right before Valentine's Day, and it is the perfect time for me to be getting my onions into the ground. And for lots of you in the higher growing zones, 7s, 8s, 9s, it is a perfect time. Your stores are gonna start getting onion sets if you haven't ordered onion sets already. So now is the time to do it. But like I said, this is gonna be a fairly quick video because planting onions and growing onions is super easy. Anybody can grow onions. And for some reason, it's one of those things that tends to intimidate people. I know I didn't try them for a long time, not because I was intimidated, but I just didn't have what I felt like the space to do it until eventually I was like, know what, I'm doing it. I'm gonna plant them, I'm gonna make the space. And so what you will see right here behind me is I have dedicated this whole bed to onions right now. So I'm looking forward to it because onions really are one of those crops that we eat here at Horticulture Geek. And so we cook with onions and we use them all the time. And so it's just a good crop for me to invest in. And now this is the bed, if you've been following me for a while, where I typically have cabbages or broccolis or all those cool season crops. Well, I'm not doing those here this year. Those have been here enough. And so I needed to do something different here anyway. And I'm actually gonna be adding in some brand new vegetable growing space this year, future video to come. And so I just decided to dedicate this whole bed this year to the onions. So I'm excited about that. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can grow your onions. You can buy seed and start your onions from seed, or you can buy onion sets or onion bulbs. I personally don't prefer the seed method, but those of you that follow my channel know that I'm not a huge seed starter, especially when you can order onion sets from companies or go pick up onion sets from big box stores or onion bulbs. Super easy, super inexpensive, and these onion sets and onion bulbs have already got a huge head start of where you would be if you're trying to start with seed. So to me personally, for the price and the time that it takes, it's really, I like to do this this way. Seeds I don't fool with the seeds. Now, I order my onions from Dixondale Farms. They are a really good company, and they make it super easy to order. So all you have to do is know your zip code or what zone you're in, and their website will help you determine what type of onions grow best in your area, whether it's a short day, long day, intermediate day, all of those things. Onions are classed that way: short day, intermediate day, and long day. I here in central Arkansas, so kind of the middle of the country, zone 7B, I grow short days and intermediates. So if you are in a 7, 8, 9, 10, you're gonna look for short day or intermediate days. If you're in a 6, 5, 4, 3, you're gonna wanna go intermediate to long day. So those are kind of the differences there, and it's all based on where you live and the amount of sunlight you get to make your onions thrive. So make sure you look for that. Now, if you buy your onion sets or onion bulbs from a local garden center to you, that is a good reputable local garden center, they're probably only gonna sell you the appropriate type of onion bulb or onion set for your area. If you go to a big box store, you're gonna wanna make sure you kinda know what you're looking for, because sometimes they just get shipments in on trucks, and the staff at big box stores are not trained to know the difference, a short day, long day, intermediate, and so they just kind of blindly accept what's on a truck and sell it to a consumer. Not to say that you might not be okay with what you can get at a big box store. You can absolutely get stuff from them and grow stuff from them, but just have a look at what type of onion set you need in your area and make sure you get what you need. Now, let's talk about site preparation, because site preparation for onion growing is really a huge factor. Onions like a very rich, nice, loose, workable soil, loamy soil. They don't, because you have to think about this little onion right here is going to expand and create a huge onion bulb, okay? And so if you have hard, thick, rocky, compacted earth, it's not gonna let your onion bulb out. So, and also, like I said, onions are heavy feeders. You gotta feed your onions to get good onions. So site prep is critically important. So what I did here, and let me kind of pick you up so you can see, is I came through this bed just with a shovel, and I turned the whole bed over. And then I got in here and I broke it up. And I have added garden and vegetable bed soil. I have added compost, and I have added manure, and I have added biotone into this planting area. All of those compost materials, manures, fertilizers are all worked into this soil. And so when you look at this soil here, you can kind of look and see it's a good, loose earth. Nice and crumbly all the way through. So the onions can get in there and really do their thing. So make sure if you're gonna grow onions that you do the site work on the front end to get your onions in the ground. So once you've picked out your onions and you've prepared your site, then it's just a matter of putting your onion starts in the ground. And that is also a relatively easy process. Onions want to be planted about 1 inch deep, or if you kind of look at the bulbs, you can kind of see where it starts to fade. So you know, right in that area, right in there, 1 inch. Some people measure it by a knuckle length, you know, something like that. You don't have to be precise. Nobody's gonna be mad if you don't get a yardstick or a ruler out here and measure, okay? You just want to know about a knuckle length deep. You don't want to bury the onion too deep. You want to stay in kind of the brown papery skin area of your onions. Pretty simple, okay? And then they want to be 3 to 4 inches apart, because again, if you've ever bought an onion at the store, you have a nice big onion head, okay? So this onion has to have room to expand. And if you plant 2 onions side by side, they'll start to grow until they bump into each other, and then they'll stop. So you want to give your onions about 3 to 4 inches so that as they grow, they will have plenty of room to expand out in that nice, loose, fluffy soil and have room to go. And then, so once you know the basics, then all it is a matter of punching a hole and plugging your onion sets. Let me flip the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here you can see my onions that I have planted, and we're just gonna take a peek at this one right here, and I will pop him right out of the soil. So you can see that's a nice big onion bulb right there that came in my set. So all I'm gonna do is take my finger and make a little hole, and then I get that onion nestled down in there and just firm him up so that he's nice and firm. And that is literally all it is to the process. So as you can see here, if I stand up and look, I've got nice rows of onions. They're all spaced 3 to 4 inches apart. They're all about 1 inch into the soil, and we are ready to go. So those are the steps to grow onions in your garden. Like I said, it's not hard. It's a relatively easy process that anybody can do. So I highly encourage you to get out and grow your own onions. It's a fun crop to grow. It's a fun crop to watch. As you see the soil start to move and onion bulbs start to form, especially for kids, it's a fun crop to watch grow. And then, you know, the joy of pulling that out of the earth. And so that it really is a fun crop to grow. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Like I said, it wasn't a very long one, but maybe it's inspired you or taught you a little something. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And hey, if for some reason you aren't subscribed yet to Horticulture Geek, go ahead and hit that subscription and that notification bell, and it'll tell you every time that we post a new video. I would love to have you join me on the journey here. So definitely not one of the largest garden channels out there, but I think that you will enjoy following along and seeing kind of what I do here in a standard suburban typical backyard. Like I said, if you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, pop them down below. Let me know what you're thinking. But until next time, guys, from my garden to yours, I wish you all the best and happy gardening.